What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero Build, talking about the game, what they could do differently, and what they're doing well. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below how many crown wins you've been able to get in Chapter 5, Season 1. Don't really know where I want to land with this bus. Kind of debating Classy, Reckless, Grand Glacier. Lavish, maybe. I don't really like landing Lavish. We could go Ruined Reels. I think there's a fair amount of people landing there because of the kind of mini event that's going on. But I'm concerned if we land there, we'll just end up spectating a bunch of people that aren't interacting with the game, really. Because if you guys have been playing the past few days, a lot of people want to watch the earthquakes that happen at the top of the hour every hour. But you'll encounter people here just kind of being friendly and chilling with each other. Even like long before the earthquake is set to happen. Also encountered a lot of people teaming and just like actively running around like helping each other in souls in that area. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. I've actually landed at this POI like 3 times in my life. I think I have not ever really landed here, and I've never really been a fan of this POI in general. Like sometimes you gotta fight here mid game and it can get messy. I kind of hope this is one of the POIs that ends up changing next season. Seems like, you know, that could be the case with the Odyssey NPC here and the kind of earthquake stuff happening right next to this POI as well. Wouldn't surprise me at all if this ends up changing, but we're going to be on board with Sea Wolf Baller. Someone just died like over here somewhere. I heard the noise of that person despawning. Yeah, that's the body. What happened here? Getting the loot is fine, but this is what I was about to say. If you just saw where someone else was eliminated, you kind of got to be careful, because like I didn't know that person got sniped or what happened to the body that was over there. But either way, someone just died there. So someone either is there that fought that player or has line of sight on that area, and you could be their next victim. And that's immediately what happened to Seawolf before I could even finish saying what I was going to say. So that's interesting, always, when that happens. That's like one of my favorite... GG's. It's one of my favorite things about making these videos is when I kind of call something out and then it ends up happening. That one just happened a little too quick. Player got sniped. They want to heal. They're going to talk to the NPC, see if they can get a second big pot, but they got to be careful about that sniper potentially pushing them. I do like them kind of getting away from the area and then trying to heal rather than just trying to pop bigs right where the sniper knows where they are. Kind of got to a different area to where they could potentially have like a right shoulder peek if that person did choose to push them. So that is good. Doesn't seem like that sniper's pushing. Yeah, they're still just on that hill, maybe. Oh, GG's. So that guy just got sniped at by somebody that was down here. So this person that we're spectating should know that there's another player for sure in that area. Yeah. Body shot. Their snipes are good. One more bullet. Do they hit it? Unfortunately not. And they have a hyper SMG as their follow-up weapon. I would want to be crash padding to one of these roofs here. Like as soon as you don't hit that like second or your last bullet snipe, I feel like you just want to play the fight to get on this roof before the other player and then like capitalize on that. Maybe even snipe them from that roof if they stayed on the hill. End up eliminating the Lady Gaga. But that fight is a little messy. This player seems good and their snipes have been really good thus far, but they kind of not as decisive as you would like to see and things like that. And that's something that's like, I think decisiveness is like very important in this game. There's a lot of times you can make a bad play and it'll work if you just commit to it and do it like quickly, whereas like kind of just walking around in no man's land. Oh no, I hate when I do that. I accidentally switch weapons. But walking around slowly in that no man's land, like while that player was on that hill potentially, is just like not it. Somebody else on him. This should be a kill though. Right shoulder peek, purple auto shotgun, close range. Hit their first few shots before that Spider-Man even shot. Not much they can do there. Didn't really see how that started, but like, yeah. Okay, they got big pots. That lady also does sell a grapple blade for 400 gold. If that's something you're concerned about. Even if you don't want to land here with the intention of like, I need to buy a grapple blade. One of the things that's really nice is Ruined Reels is kind of in the middle of the map. So regardless of where you land, if you're desperate for mobility for whatever reason, going to Ruined Reels and picking up a grapple blade like could be a solution if you're not happy with like the mobility you have, or if you have mobility at all. He only has 1 sniper bullet, so I think now they're going to go over towards fencing and try to third party that POI would be my guess based on where they're headed. The medallion is already picked up at fencing, so this player is likely going to be in or around the vault. Maybe even leaving the vault by the time Gaffney gets there. Another big pot. Fortunately, no sniper ammo out of that. And if I was them, I would be very eager to go to that vault and potentially get some sniper ammo or eliminate the other person there and get sniper ammo from them. The medallion was dropped. I don't know if they dropped it intentionally or if there's a fight that happened, because there has been people that died in the kill feed recently, but I wasn't like paying like total attention to the kill feed and the medallion kind of situation. But if you see the medallion dropped immediately as you see like something happen in the kill feed, that's usually a dead giveaway that like you know, somebody eliminated that. And that shooting at that AI is questionable, because like on one hand, now anybody here is definitely going to be very aware that you're here, but also you could kind of use that to your own advantage. Like, I'm going to shoot off and then see if that person tries to do anything. There's somebody in the vault right now. I just heard them like swapping or reloading weapons, or, you know, like you can hear the noises of the weapons. The Ninja Turtle. They have one shot on this sniper. They can definitely get this kill though. Oh, dang. They get shot. This is fine though. Back up to a right shoulder peek and drink the big. And you can easily turn this fight. Being just a little slower on that. Maybe they were like really wanting to make sure that like the guy wasn't pushing. But since you can use the heals while moving now, they just started that big a little sooner, but that's just like super nitpicky. I thought they were gonna hit that shot though. Their snipes have been very good thus far. Not really sure what they're going for now though. I think there was some EMPs down there that they passed. I think that was like down there. That would be helpful if that Ninja Turtle continues to play how they're playing, just like holding the right shoulder peak like that. They could use the EMPs to kind of flush them out without exposing themselves for long at all. Unlucky. I think they're just like really wanting sniper ammo to try to like retake the vault area, and they finally got some. That's good. I'll just say it's like rough for them to get sniper bullets. They're gonna go back the same way they already went, and they're gonna get the EMPs now too. That's great. It's like they heard me. Using it to like spot check some of these areas. I haven't heard anything in a little while though, so that Ninja Turtle is either being very quiet or not over here anymore. But I haven't heard them like shuffling, like even crouching players you can like kind of hear. I haven't heard them like moving at all or switching weapons. This is just taking very long. I think if there was somebody here, they definitely would have done something while he was throwing all those EMPs, but you really never know with Fortnite players. Like Fortnite is kind of known as a kids game, you know? And that's like the stigma that it has, but like the patience on these players is insane sometimes. Ain't no way 7 or 8-year-old kids that patient. I got the medallion. They're not going to use the workbench though, which is kind of odd. Maybe they were like, I'm going to pick this up and then the other person here is going to push me, or they just want to take advantage of this third-party timing. But if they don't end up putting attachments on their gun, that's kind of questionable. That's an AI, I think. The player under them as well, and it's a guard. I hope to see them put attachments on the sniper. They have the 4X on it, which they seem comfortable with. That's fine. I've always suggested just use a sniper scope you're comfortable with. But I see no reason to not have angled foregrip on it, which gives you faster aim down sight time. Like, I feel like that's just like a only positive benefit. And same with their mag attachment. I sometimes don't bother putting the mag attachment on my sniper, but it's not the biggest deal for solos, but yeah, like it doesn't hurt to reload faster. And gold will likely reset in a week anyways when the new season drop. This is bad. You need to get in the car and leave right now. So they have 2 different snipers that are only concerned about them for the most part. And so sticking around here is just not worth it. Like that could have easily been a headshot and then they would have been out of the game. Like just being in those situations where there's multiple snipers is not ideal, but especially once you've tagged each of them to the body, like that is not something you want to be like leaving yourself open in. This is stressing me out. They could crouch here. Nice. I feel like they got lucky there. I think if that Nogops stays alive, they would have won that fight. If that Nogops wasn't getting sniped in the back. There was a good reset with the car, though. They drove to an area where they would be isolated from the two players. And then when that Nogops chases, she now kind of put herself in the middle. So, like, previously, this Nisha was in the middle of that situation with the Weeknd and the Nogops being very concerned about them. But when they drove to the side and that Nogops chases, that Nogops kind of puts themselves in the middle of things. I think you want to drive the car right at the tree here. What are you doing? I'm not sure what's going on. But I think you want to drive the car right at the tree there. You bodied this guy with a sniper. You might as well finish fight. Or maybe he got away. I didn't realize. Another body snipe, but... Again, I think you want to push this. And this is why having mobility is so important. Because, like, all these body tags are an opportunity to, like, close the kill and get that person out of the game. But they're not... They could have closed the kill with the car. Now it's too late, I think. Like, now there's somebody else here. And it got messy. But if they had killed that Weeknd a little bit sooner, then they're not fighting two people here. And like in solos especially, but even in team game modes, like just the more opponents you have around you, the worse it is, I think. There's a guy behind him as well. I think everybody's Weeknd here. I don't think that was the Weeknd from earlier. Actually, it was. Okay, then. I'm surprised. They are getting third-party sniped again. There are shockwaves and a grapple blade here, so whatever they want is fine. But I think this is an area that you definitely just want to get away from. Like, everybody's around here. Everyone's fixated on this. The earthquake, I think, is about to happen, or it's happened. Yeah, it happens in 1 minute. And maybe that's why everyone's here. I don't know. Or they're just going for the medallions. But when you get into these super congested areas like that, I think it's often best to just quit while you're ahead. If you want to win and survive. Like, if you just want kills and you're, like, down to lose the game to potentially get a few more kills or to, like, you know, get that high kill game, that's one thing. But when you do end up in those super congested areas, it's rough, especially this season with, like, the snipers and the auto shotgun meta. Like, I feel like with the shotgun meta this season, it's unlikely to get kills cleanly. Like, oftentimes players just end up trading damage with the auto. And then also any third party with a sniper, just even hitting a body shot can really throw your game. I'm very surprised with the situation that occurred there, though, because they were on that hill. One player came from behind. They get that kill, and another player pushes ahead, and they get that kill. And they just kind of don't take very much damage there. I feel like this Nisha got very lucky, or those people just were, like, not the greatest. But that was just, like, not what you would want to happen. If that Weeknd had done a little more damage, then, like, that Nisha would have had an easy kill, but also the Gaffney, the player was spectating, got, like, the perfect movement in that situation and just ended up, like, kind of behind the one pushing them. And that it's, like, always so awkward when someone gets kind of, like, so close to you that they're behind you. It's, like, hard to, like, turn fast enough to, like, make up for that. And so that was good. I just don't really know if that was kind of, like, done intentionally or not in that situation. 8 opponents. One just jumped off the roof to his left. I don't think you want to fight that, though. I mean, they can, but it's just like a dry 50-50, no early damage or anything. Going into a building like this is kind of rough. Let me get on the roof. I'm not even sure if this is a real person. I think that's... Yeah, that's an AI. That was picking that. And then the other player just killed the AI. And now Gaffney's kind of element of surprise is gone here, if he had any. He's camping in that room. Maybe hits the snipe again. Their snipes have been good thus far. But with having the 4x, the situation's kind of rough because they have glint, so this person is going to know that they're, like, sniping at them. And then also, like, the more zoom isn't the greatest in that situation. And then, like I touched on earlier, they don't have angled foregrip, so... The ADS speed is a little slow. I like sliding in when they push that, though. If you are going to push someone that's playing a corner, kind of trying to, like, slide deep past them is ideal. Like the player just did here. And so that's kind of like what I was talking about a moment ago when I was saying that, like, someone ends up so close to you and, like, behind you that it's awkward to, like, turn on them. And that's immediately what happened to Gaffney in that situation. And one of the things they could have done there was just not use that med kit or immediately canceled it, because them using it caused Asian Legend to push them. And then they were just kind of, like, stuck on it for some reason. Like, they could have swapped off of it just easily and gotten on their shotgun in time, but they were, like, worried about eking out, like, the most amount of health out of their med kit. And that's one thing that kind of like frustrates me with Fortnite players sometimes is like, I'm not sure how weak he was there. I think it was for like 16 health or something. But it's like using that med kit for 16 health just cost him like all his health. And then you see the player we're currently spectating kind of like got to like somewhere else and then started healing. Because when you fight, third parties are often going to come. So repositioning after that fight is like pretty ideal. They didn't get third partied, but like you never know. Imagine the same thing happened to them where like they just drink the big pot and then someone runs in while they're drinking the big pot and then kind of trying to like eke the most out of their big pot. Like I feel like Gaffney got kind of like greedy in that situation with the med kit. And then it ended up costing them the game, and that is just kind of how Fortnite is. If someone is pushing you in a room like that, like one thing you can just do is kind of like back up or like turn and put your back to the wall when they slide in. If you just turn and put your back to the wall and like back up against it, then like they're not going to end up behind you. But if you try to kind of slide out with them, just gotta drop in the medallion to see if this person is going to make a play, but that's an AI, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe he just doesn't want them. I'm not sure. But, like, I don't think that is going to make a play because they're just, like, pickaxing the top or emoting. Like, I don't know what's going on there. But I'm, like, fairly certain that's not a person. What the heck is this person's inventory? I just realized they only have an auto shotgun. I'm not even going to really comment on that because, yeah. Like, I think they're just kind of doing it for the memes. Like, I highly doubt they think this is what's best. They could still very much win with this. It's not like you always need to have the best stuff to win in Fortnite, but oftentimes using the best stuff is going to like give you the best chance to win. And there was other loot back there. You know, they could have a sniper. Using auto shotgun and sniper as your only two guns can be definitely viable if you're like good with the sniper and comfortable with the sniper. But for public matches at least, would much rather have like some other weapon than bunkers. Like I said, though, they can still they could still win this game. Like, it's not out of the question. But I just don't think this is the most optimal or likely thing to, like, happen. They do have another AR now. They got something. We'll see if they end up in any fights where, like, the range of the shotgun really impacts them. And, like, that's why I'm, like, not even, like, willing to count them out because the auto shotgun is so good and they have enough shockwaves to just hop on the, like, final few people. And, like, you guys know how the auto shotgun is. They could coin flip 3 more fights and then come out on top because they have, like, the mythic auto and they're kind of the one initiating it. Like, in those auto shotgun fights, it's not always best to 50-50, but the one initiating it, I feel like, does have, like, an advantage sometimes, especially if their aim is decent. And if they're just playing this house anyways, like, it could definitely work out. Like, I still have, like, decent faith in this person to win the game, but it is, like, an odd approach. But that is kind of Chapter 5 in a nutshell. The auto shotgun is just so good. Nothing's going on here, but this is a situation where I feel like everyone is incentivized to kind of do nothing because there's 4 people left in a solo. The moment anyone fights, it just can kind of go crazy for them. Like just chain third party after chain third party. So when you do have these kind of like stalemate situations in game, it can end up being way slower and taking more time than it needs to because everyone's just kind of playing to third party and or like not get third partied. So he's shooting off right now to bait enemy players into pushing him. And that'll happen sometimes. You can tell it's bait though because it's only 1 set of shots and no one's dying in the kill feed or anything. If he had 2 guns and he can maybe shoot like the shotgun and then shoot another one, he could make it more convincing. But yeah, and it works. I bait people a decent amount with the shotgun shots or just like with shots in general and like bait them into challenging me. And I don't think it's a bad choice with this game because like, the difference between like shooting and baiting people versus like fighting and getting third partied is one, he's like setting himself up to get third party. So he's like very aware that it's about to happen, but also he's not taking damage from any other players, you know? Like in an actual fight, you're taking damage potentially. Your gun's like are gonna need to be reloaded, where it's like he's just shooting a few shots and reloading, seeing if anyone's gonna challenge it. So it didn't work, but I think that was like a decent kind of like play for that situation, especially with how he's playing because he's only the auto shotgun. He like it would be ideal for him if people push into him in that house and he can get a few kills rather than having to fight out here. Going the long way around. Actually, never mind. I like misread where zone was. This is like not good for him. So there's a solid snake to his right, and there's also a car behind him. And with only having shotguns, he kind of like has to jump on them. He can't just like snipe that solid snake in front of him and then go about his day. And when you jump on somebody like that, you're, you know, a little more likely to take damage. I think this person is still in or around the car. Not sure. Maybe not. Or maybe they are, but they just weren't close. This person runs this bush over. He's going to have a bad time. Crash pads. I don't think he would have taken fall damage there anyways. I think you only take fall damage from getting ran over by cars this season if you like jump for some reason. The sniper there you could take. Choose to go for the hyper SMG. I'd rather get that burst down there. But obviously I would not be playing like this player. Anvil. Use that on the car, but I feel like it's kind of like extra. You could just like shoot the tires out and then most people aren't going to want to play with the car anymore. Fight going on. And this is like kind of where having only the shotgun is rough because there's a fight going on. Third partying it would be ideal for him. Maybe there's not a fight actually. There's just shots. But like it's harder to third party the fight when you only have like super up close weapons. That's why I think I would rather have like the sniper over the SMG here. I'm not really sure what's happening, but we're gonna watch this. The player we're spectating wants people to push into him by going on outside, but he wants people to push into him. One player is just playing in a car and driving around, and then the other people are fighting on the other side of zone. So just like nothing's happening. Zone pulled far, but he has flowberry shockwave, so he could just get there in one shockwave. And then bunker, and then if he had like a ranged weapon, he could play his bunker and try to hold the other players from getting the zone, but he doesn't have a ranged weapon, so he can bunker and then see if anyone wants to like run up to his bunker and fight him. I would flowberry fizz here and then drop the flowberry fizz for that sniper and then shockwave. Yeah, this is good. Like having the bunkers in this situation, like I said, you kind of want... What just happened? That's a scam. These people might be fighting. I heard shotgun shots. Like playing the bunkers in this situation, what's nice about them is like you have cover everywhere, but also if you're able to get ahead of zone and then hold the rest of the lobby. And there's only 2 other players left, so he could end the game on this rotation, but like the player in the car still has a healthy car, and the other guy's right there. I would want to snipe that player. I would let the guy in the car be in the car and then snipe this other person if possible. I think that would be ideal. They're peeking enough to where he could hit a shot on them. Zone pulled far. I'm scared. I feel like he's like over peeking to where that person on the hill could maybe see him. Maybe not, but I would want to be like a little more back in my bunker. This zone is horrible. It's water. So if I was him right now, I would want to ping that zone and then try to shockwave there when it opens up and then bunker down. But I don't even know if he can bunker in the water that deep. Like bunkering, I don't know. He only has 1 bunker. This is just such an odd game. And this is why I think sniping that other person would have been ideal. Because if he snipes that person, he can like do something about that solid snake. But everyone in this lobby has just been so willing to do nothing in this endgame that you end up in this really scuffed zone. Like the game shouldn't have came to this. I don't think. We'll see if he can bunker. I don't think he can. Okay, kind of gets it. This is just rough. It's a turn and look at the other guy. The other guy's gonna third party. All right, he gets the win, but that was rough. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can all agree that was weird, but most zero build games shouldn't really be going to zones like that in pubs when we had 4 zones with like 4 people only, or 3 zones with 4 people only. There's a lot of nothingness in the end game, and that'll happen sometimes, but I feel like that game was like especially bad for that. But that is gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys found this helpful, informative, interesting. As always, if you did, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like some more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.